good day once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back together. All right, so we are looking at technical maths. We are looking at question 7. So please, if you haven't subscribed, just make sure that you're part of this family. And we've actually been looking at questions 1 to 6. If you haven't watched those, it would be really helpful for you to do so. So we are looking at the exemplar question for technical maths. It was published in 2016. Some really interesting questions. So let's take a deep dive into it. So in question 7, they say sketched below are the graphs of the functions g of x, which is 2 to the exponent of x. This is an exponential function, and h of x, which is k over x. This is definitely a hyperbola. All right, so I've already published videos where I take you through functions where you are going to actually get the graphs of the exponential graph as well as the hyperbola. So please have a look at those if you still don't have any clue what's happening around here. But let's go into it. They say point A, which is 1 and 2, is the point of intersection of H and G. So that's point A over there. All right, so it is that point. They say to us, determine the value of K. So for us to determine the value of K, we'd have to use at least one common point, and that's point A. So I'm going to say, well, where X is 1, right? So that would be K over, I'm substituting 1 for X. My Y value, H of 1 is equal to 2, okay? Our Y value is equal to 2. So K over 1 is equal to 2, so therefore K is equal to 2 units. All right, so K would be equal to 2 over there. Right, now for the next question, they say the equation of the asymptote of G. Now, ladies and gents, I want you to please note, for the exponential graph, unless it has been shifted, you can see this graph gets infinitely close towards the line y is equal to 0. This is the line y is equal to 0, right? The x-axes have got that equation, right? This is where y is equal to 0. For any x value, y is equal to 0 on the x-axis. So that is actually the asymptote for our exponential graph, okay? So it will never pass that point or pass that line there. So which means that that line, the x-axis, act as the asymptote. All right, so the next question, they say determine the range of h. So the range is essentially where the graph exists vertically, right? So we're looking at the hyperbola now. Where does the graph not exist? Well, it exists from negative infinity, right? But the only thing that stops it all the way to positive infinity, right? It goes all the way up there. But where the graph does not exist vertically is on our asymptote where y is equal to 0. That is the horizontal asymptote. So which means we can say y is an element of real numbers. For all real numbers of y it exists. However, y cannot be equal to 0. Okay, right, I hope that is clear in this case. Right, so the next question, they say the equation of the line of symmetry of h with m less than 0. Now, ladies and gents, you have to always remember that for your asymptotes, or rather for your hyperbola, it will always have two axes of symmetry, right? The first one is where y is equal to x plus k1. And for you to find k1, you'd have to substitute the intersection of your asymptote, both your vertical. Now note, your vertical asymptote would be the line x is equal to 0. Your horizontal asymptote here would be the line y is equal to 0. And remember, for the hyperbola, you can have k over x minus p plus q. So which means your p and your q value become your asymptotes, right? So which means x is equal to p would be your vertical asymptote, and y is equal to q would be your horizontal asymptote. However, in this case, we can see that the q and the p and the q value are both equal to 0. So which means that now we're going to have our axis of symmetry just simply become y is equal to x. Oh, by the way, the other one is y is equal to negative x plus k2. So in this case, to get the value of k1 and k2, you'd substitute your the intersection of your axes of your asymptotes, right? But because they are both 0, which means your asymptotes, or rather your axis of symmetry, would be y is equal to x and y is equal to negative x. But they said we must take the one with the negative gradient, so which means we've got y is equal to negative x. All right, so that is how we're going to get that, ladies and gents. And finally, they say to us the values of x for which h of x is less than 0. Right, so again, we're going to the hyperbola. Those values are greater than 0. That's above the x-axis. So the only time when the graph is less than 0, it's over there, when we are below the x-axis. And in this case, it looks like all the way from negative infinity until x is equal to 0, okay? Or rather, y is equal to, in fact, I'm correct, x is equal to 0. That is where we are going to have the graph less than 0. So we're going to say, can write it this way, x is an element of negative infinity. All right, we use round brackets to show that it's excluded all the way up until 0. Remember, the graph doesn't exist at 0, so we're still going to use a round bracket, but also they said less than 0, okay? Alternatively, another way to write it is to say x is simply less than 0, okay? Right, and that is how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gents. And please, we are still going to go on with graphs and make sure that you guys can understand graphs quite thoroughly, okay? That this is a section that you can do well in. Right, so that is it for this question paper. It really has been one that is interesting, right? We're still going to give you more of this. I'm going to cover question paper 2 as well, all right? But for now, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again next time. Sharp, sharp.